Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Izzat Aizuddin bin Abdurrahman.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Lukman Hakim.
Hello, my name is Alicia Genevieve Anak Alphonsus.
Hi, my name is Shana Cassandra Steven.
Today in this video, we will present to you about the recruitment and selection for Toyota Motor Corporation.
Toyota Industries Corporation was founded in 1926 by Sakichi Toyoda to manufacture and sell the automatic looms which he had invented and perfected. Toyota has promoted diversification and expanded the scope of its businesses domains to include textile, machinery, automobiles, and electronic. Toyota organization chart is consisting the board of directors is Toyota executive body and consists of 26 directors that comprise of the chairman, the vice chairman, the president, 8 executive vice president, 13 senior managing directors, and honorary chairman and a senior advisor. There are also many departments such as research and development, human resource, accounting, and treasury and finance. The company now has 422 subsidiaries, 300,000 workers, and is producing only in 12 Japanese factories but also in 51 other locations in 26 countries.
For the second part of the video, I will share to you about the internal recruitment that have been practiced by Toyota Motor Corporation. Before we go more further, what is recruitment means? According to the Professor Filippo, recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employee and simulating them to apply for a job in the organization. For the first part of the recruitment, I will explain to you about the process that involved in internal recruitment inside the Toyota Motor Corporation. From the research that we had done about the Toyota Motor Corporation, we had found out that in this company, they are using a hybrid system of internal recruitment. This means that for the company to hire an employee to another position within the company, it may through both closed and open internal recruitment based on each department inside the Toyota Motor Corporation. This is because not every department inside the company can be using an open system recruitment, especially if the position vacant is required a special skills that need to be mastered by an employee. Not only that, Toyota Motor Corporation also emphasizes employee work performance as one of the important criteria that will be evaluated by the head of department to promote an employee to another position inside the company. For example, for a higher position in manufacturing and engineering department, Toyota Motor Corporation only use a closed internal recruitment system. This is because in this department, they are wanted an employee that really have the job quality experience that can guide others employees in manufacturing according to the company standard. In my opinion, the hybrid internal recruitment system that being practiced by Toyota Motor Corporation give a lot of benefits to the company as each department can find a more quality employee that can emphasize the business needs based on the hidden talent that available inside the company to enable them to stay competitive in this automotive industry. As you can see here, this is the data that have been collected by Indeed.com on the promotion policy at Toyota Motor Corporation. From 546 responses, 32% of them is strongly agree that in this company, internal promotion are preferred over hires. Therefore, I will explain on the method that being used in Toyota Motor Corporation on the internal recruitment. The first method of internal recruitment in this company is promotion and transfer. Transfer here refers as a lateral movement of an employee within the same grade from one job to another job. This will lead to changes in duties and responsibility but not necessarily of their salary. Promotion on the other hand, employee needed to pass their assessment test given as it is one of the company's policy that required them to get a promotion. The second method of internal recruitment in Toyota Motor Corporation is job posting. Job posting is another way of hiring employees within the company. The usual practice of the company, the management will publicize the job opening available on the notice board, bulletins, emails, and in the meeting. Then from here, all of the employee will be notified about the job posting. Then if there are any employees that interested to apply, they can apply for the position. The third method that being practiced inside the company is employee referral. Employee referral here means it is a recommendation being made from the employees regarding to the job applicant. If the employee is able to recommend any names, the employee that recommend the person that is succeed in screening and assessment process will be getting a reward from the company.
What is external recruitment? External recruitment is the assessment of an available pool of candidates, other than existing staff, to see if there are any sufficient skilled or qualified to fill and perform existing job vacancies. It is the process of searching outside of the current employee pool to fill open positions in the organizations. This refers to the filing of the job vacancies from outside of business. Most business engage in external recruitment. So, how do Toyota recruit their potential employee through the external recruitment method? According to research that we have made, these are the ways that they will be looking by the Toyota company. First, they will ensure that the spread of words will be conducted first to ensure that people are advised and know of the availabilities of the jobs. Through communication media. Number one is advertisements. This is probably the most common method used in the recruitment. Advertising allow employees to reach a wider audience. The choice of advertising media such as newspaper, internet, magazine depend on the recruitment for the advertisement to reach a particular audience and crucially the advertising budget. The most usual advertisement we can see is through radio and television ads. Organizations that advertise through this method will purchase 30 to 60 seconds through the potential television show and channel, and they will be able to reach a particular audience, obviously based by their advertisement budget. If you notice, many companies do display advertisement. Display advertising is a method of attracting the audience of a website, and these are often made of a text-based image or video advertisement that encourage the user to click and through a landing page, and after that they to take action. This can easily gain a wide audience. As an example, many of the potential employees will be surfing through unknown websites such as cinema websites. By using display advertisement, you can get your advertisement in front of them when they are browsing internet, no matter what websites they are surfing. Next is organizational website. Toyota usually will provide instruction on how to apply to the company through the organization website. Nearly every large organization has a career opportunities and career development site page on its website, and many small organizations also have a page of point information for job seekers to look on. Many potential applicants will conduct a series of research on the organization websites to see how the company recruitment work and if there are any job opportunities that are provided by the company. Once the words have spread, Toyota use social recruitment methods because these recruitment methods rely on relationships, and potential employees have either those who are still working with the organization or those that endorse to work in that organization. Number one is employee referrals. The company will usually trust the judgment of the employee. They usually give the chance for the employees to give a referral for the employer consideration. Former employees also can be absorbed and recruited into the company because they have been accustomed with the culture and work. This is also a good method because it has a low cost and does not need a much hiring time, which gives the also opportunity to strengthen bond with the current employees. Number 2 is social media. Another way of finding applicant is through social media, where friends or acquaintances are used to connect to looking for applicants for job. As an example, social networking sites such as Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook can be a reliable source to search for potential applicant. The use of social media can be a great advantage and easy to spread the words by using the connection or professional background. Recruiters can set up their own profile page and make personal contact by accessing the social networks of those already employed in the organization or outside. Toyota also use organizational method. This helps to avoid not just depending on relational contact. This method helps to gain a large pool of candidates and not to carry a burden for screening applicants. Number 1 is recruitment agencies. These agencies are specialized in recruitment and selection. They often specialize in recruitment for specific action and sectors. They can reduce the administrative burden of the company by using outsourced entity as these recruitment agencies. The cost of these agencies are usually charged is expensive. Number 2 is internship. Although internship is just meant to seek experience in the company, some companies that are associated with Toyota in America will be absorbed into the company if the potential intern is qualified and pass the qualification. Some universities in United States of America take interns from the associated universities to help them grow and to give them opportunities to grow and to work in terms of scholarship and career development.
Now, we are moving on to the next step after recruitment, that is selection. I will be expanding on the internal selection first. Internal selection refers to the activities of assessment and evaluation of employees in the organization as they move up their career through transfer and promotion. In Toyota, many positions start at the graduate programs. Toyota usually offers young graduate programs to the bachelor degree holders. The young graduates must have a minimum CGPA of 3.5 or equivalent, and they must have less than 2 years working experience. After completing the 2 years on-the-job training, the young graduates may have the chance to pursue their career in Toyota in their chosen specific field. Other than that, Toyota also uses managerial sponsorship methods in the internal selection. In this method, the higher up will pick the best employees that fit the specification of the job. Next is external selection. External selection refers to the activities of assessment and evaluation of applicants from outside the organization. The first stage is job application process. In this process, the applicants will be asked to fill an online application form. The applications must give all necessary information, and they will be required to provide information like academic background, academic result, and working experience. The applicants should know the Toyota's key values, which are communication skills, problem-solving skills, teamwork ability, and leadership quality. If the applicants possess all these values, it will be a bonus to them. After finish filling in the application form, the applicants must submit their resume, cover letter, and video resume with a maximum of 2 minutes video along with the application form. When they are done with the submission of the application form, the applicants will receive a call from Toyota if the screening result is positive. The purpose of this call is for the recruiter to perform background and reference check of the applicants. The second stage of external selection in Toyota is Toyota assessment. Once the application is approved, the applicants will be asked to complete a series of tests to see if they are ready for employment. 3 tests will be conducted in the Toyota assessment, which includes situational judgment test, personality test, and Toyota maintenance test. These tests falls under the substantive assessment method that is used to make precise decisions about the applicants. Let us take a look on the first test, that is situational judgment test. This test examines how applicants react to the hypothetical situation in the workplace. In this test, the applicants must put the answer honestly, as the answers will be used to see if the applicant's value is aligned with the company's value. To do well in this exam, it is good for the applicant to know the Toyota's value before taking this test. This is the example of Toyota situational judgment test. The question may ask, contact the provider of the system and ask them to tell what to do next. The next test that will be conducted in the Toyota assessment is personality test. In Toyota assessment, it uses the psychometric test to test the personality of the applicants. This test is used to examine whether the applicant has the ability to fit into the specific role as well as the work culture in Toyota. In this test, there will be numbers of statements given to the applicants, and the applicants are required to choose which statement describe them well. The applicants are advised to be honest with their answers in this test, as the test is to flag up any inconsistencies from the applicants. These are some of the psychometric tests that may be used in the assessment. They are numerical reasoning, inductive reasoning, verbal reasoning, or error checking. The last test that will be conducted in the Toyota Assessment Center is Toyota Maintenance Test. It is a specific Toyota assessment, and it will only be conducted for those who apply for engineering or maintenance technician roles in the Toyota. This test will cover a wide range of questions from particular physics field like electricity, mechanics, or kinematics. Unlike the other tests that had been mentioned earlier, this test has definite right and wrong answers. In this test, the applicants will only be given 3 hours to complete all the questions that are given in this test. The purpose of this Toyota maintenance test is to examine the ability of the applicants to understand and apply the mechanical concepts to problem solving. The questions in this test will focus more on reasoning and application of theoretical concepts. While doing this test, the applicants may want to focus on accuracy if they want to do well in this test. Here is the example of the Toyota maintenance test. The questions may ask the applicants about gears or levers or any other related questions to the field.
For Toyota company, there are 3 exercises that are being used with the assessment center method, which will be assessed by the senior members of the relevant business areas. The first exercise is group exercise. This assessment examines the candidate's ability to communicate and reach conclusions as part of a team. This group exercise is primarily aimed to see on how each of the candidates works with others. A typical group exercise can involve up to 6 candidates, along with 3 to 6 exercises who will be observing them. Exercises are able to observe the behaviors that are exhibited by the various individuals and see how these line up with the competencies that are deemed relevant for the job. Competencies that are typically assessed in the session include team working, communicating, influencing, and collaborating. So, it is important for each of the candidates try to demonstrate their strengths, share and explain their ideas, as well as be open to build on somebody else's input and develop on their points. The candidates have to try their best to persuade others towards their opinions and also ask thought-provoking questions. But above all, candidates should stay calm, control their body language, speak in confident and clear manner. After the group exercise is over, the assessor will review the information that they have recorded and decide how each area may fit to a particular competency. The assessor then make a decision about an individual's competence. The second exercise is written exercise. Employers use written exercise in assessment center for roles where candidates are required to undertake much writing. The candidate will be seated in a room with other candidates. This number is unlikely to exceed 6 individuals. An administrator will present the task and each candidate will be given a candidate brief which will be outlined the task at hand along with timescales. In this written exercise, the neatness of the candidate's writing is not being assessed, although it should be needless to say, if the candidate's handwriting is not clear, the assessor will not be able to score them fairly. These written exercises will be timed and completed under exam conditions, so no talking or discussion will be allowed. Individuals are provided with numerous pieces of information that the candidate is required to read and dissect, identifying key points that are relevant to the task, which may help them make a reasoned argument in what they write subsequently. Within the time frame, candidates will have to write a report or a similar document on a particular topic using information that was presented in the candidate brief. The competencies that are typically assessed in written exercises include communicating, gathering relevant information for reasoning, decision making for a particular course of action, planning, and organizing, which is laying out the argument in a report. The third exercise is presentation exercise. Depending on the role the candidates are applying for, the employer may be justified in asking them to conduct a presentation as part of the assessment process. For example, if the candidate is applying for a sales role where they are likely to meet clients, then this would be an appropriate exercise for the candidates. This presentation exercise can take various forms. However, candidates will most likely to be situated in a room with other candidates, and each of the candidates will be given a strict time limits to review the information and prepare a presentation. They will have access to appropriate stationery and materials such as markers and flip charts. Once the time has lapsed and the candidate has compiled a presentation, the administrator will take the candidate into another room where they will conduct the presentation to an assessor. Often, only one assessor will be present. There will be a fixed time limit after which there will be time for questions. It is the candidate's responsibilities to ensure they do not overrun the time limit that has been given. The competencies that are typically assessed in presentation exercise are communicating, problem solving, planning, organizing, and customer excellence. Before we proceed to the next stage, let us watch a short video on how it looks like in Mazda Toyota Assessment Center.
What's it like to apply for a job at Mazda Toyota Manufacturing? Expect 4 hours of this.
Well, it allows us to understand the potential candidates' skills with regards to how they build a car.
You're timed and get a score. Boom, done.
About 42 seconds.
I started with tests to find out what part of the job I do best. only a third of the 40,000 expected applicants will get to this point in the hiring process.
Now, moving on to the fourth stage, which is Toyota final interview. The interview will be competency-based interview. The interviewer will ask questions that is not necessarily leading unless they are seeking clarification about a particular point the candidates have made. They will also avoid asking candidates multiple questions in the same question. However, the interviewer are likely to delve deeper into the answer the candidates give to an open-ended question to clarify their understanding and to seek out whether they demonstrate the competence needed for a particular role. Therefore, candidates should prepare themselves and be ready to discuss specific examples in which they need to demonstrate certain skills, such as determination, teamwork, leadership skills, and etc. Each of the answers should ideally follow a STAR model. Candidates need to explain what the particular situation was, what tasks they were faced with, what action they took, and what the result was. Candidates are advised to learn as much as they can about Toyota and its corporate culture. They need to have a high level of understanding of Toyota's mission and relevant recent big news and its future development. In addition, the final interview at Toyota is the candidate's opportunity to find out more about the company and the team that they might be working with later on. However, asking interesting questions in the interview is about so much more than this. Instead, they should equip with some thought-provoking questions, stand out from the competition, and demonstrate their genuine motivation and enthusiasm to work for the company. The candidate should not be afraid to ask the interviewer about their personal experiences with the company, as well as their career path. They want to see the candidate genuine interest to work for Toyota and not just as another job seeker. The candidate's enthusiasm and interest may offset some of the shortcomings from the interview. After passing the stage 4, it is time to make final candidate selection. In this stage, once all candidates have been interviewed and received feedback from the interviewers, the Toyota hiring manager will narrow the pool down to the best fit for the job. Sometimes a second candidate will be identified as a runner-up in case the first pick declines the job offer. If a candidate has passed all of the stages in the selection process, offer letter is usually being released. Based on the position, budget, and current cost of the candidate, Toyota company will decide the offerable value, which will be communicated to the candidate after collecting necessary supporting like the candidate's current salary or the position proof details. The offer letter will consist of the offered position, date on which the candidate is expected to join, what is the offer salary, and what are all the documents that are required to bring along during the time of reporting for duty. And last but not least, on the day of the candidate joining Toyota company, a joining kit will be issued to the candidate, which contains all of statutory and benefits form which need to be filled by them. Provision will be made and available to the new joiners like uniform, basic stationery, and job description. So in conclusion, Toyota is one of those companies that achieved its greatest success in today's arena. Toyota has achieved this competitive advantage through its best human resource practices, which is the recruitment and selection. Better recruitment and selection strategies result in improved organizational outcomes. Therefore, the more effectively Toyota recruit and select candidates, the more likely they are to hire and retain satisfied employees. When they choose a candidate based upon the qualification demonstrated in the resume, the interview, employment history, and background checks, they will land the best fit for the position. In the recruitment and selection process, Toyota is not only identify a candidate who has the experience and aptitude to do the job that they are looking to fill, but also to find someone who shares and endorses the company's core values and need to fit in well within the company's culture. That is all from us. Thank you.